Oh, you would start with me. I'm playing a high elf ranger by the name of Ryder.
Yeah.
And he is sort of clad in a dark green armor to sort of blend in with his surroundings, more forestry, the outlyings of his settlement. Is sort of keeping a track on what's around, what enemy animal movements around, anything worth hunting, taking, and generally sort of scouting out around the outskirts of just beyond the borders of towns.
Okay, cool. Lee, tell us about your character. Oh, sorry, Steve. What was the name of your character, Steve? Sorry.
It was Ryder.
Ryder, that's it. Yeah, got you. Okay, yeah, fire away, Lee.
Argoth is a half-elf ranger who basically is a dark, shady character to start with until he gets to know people. The reason for it is in the backstory that I've written for him is his whole clan was wiped out. He was the last person, and there's a bit of a trust issue with the person that let them in. So he doesn't trust anybody to start with, but he does try.
Okay, so he's got some trust issues he's working on. And you're a ranger as well, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a half-elf ranger.
Half-elf ranger too. So we've got two. We've got an elf ranger and a high elf ranger and a half-elf ranger. And Carl, if you can introduce your character for us.
So Kenku Bard by the name of Hellweaver.
What was his name? Elweaver.
Hellweaver, yeah.
Okay.
He's sort of a relatively short Kenku, sort of always been a bit of an outcast. Never sort of fell in with the bad crowds, as it were. Notorious thieves and stuff. He's always intrigued by stories that he's heard and he mimics and replicates.
You're breaking up a bit as you're talking. I don't know if anyone else is picking it up.
What's that, sorry?
When you were talking, it was breaking up a little bit. I don't know if...
Yeah, it was a bit. I could hear some of it.
Yeah.
It kept sort of in and out.
It's weird. It normally works. We usually use Skype, so...
Oh, okay.
I don't know
it's all right when you're up close like that. I think it was when you were sitting back, it couldn't hear you properly. That's all right.
Okay. What did you hear?
We got as far as he was trying to fall in with the drows, and it sort of broke up after that.
No, so he never really sort of mixed in with the rest of his clan.
Yep.
Sort of Kenku's are notorious for being sort of thieves and that sort of thing, but he never really liked that so much. He always liked listening to the story as opposed to actually going out and doing them all. So he sort of learned how to retell the epic tales and sing all of the songs, and can play all of the instruments using his voice. Which is quite cool, but he sort of likes to slink around wearing his cloak, as he's not very confident in himself, physical attributes, because of an outcast.
Okay, cool. And so, just for anyone who doesn't know, Kenkus are one of the races from Volos, and they're flightless birds, and they can't actually speak for themselves, but they kind of mimic people. That's about right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, they look kind of like crows.
Yeah.
Sort of large humanoid crows, but yeah, they only make sounds from what they've heard previously. So if they've heard conversation, they tend to mimic the voice and sound that made by other people, but they can't speak.
Okay, cool. Right, let's see how we go. So, if you guys, when you're not talking, if you mute, he's gone. Look,
he's done one.
That's it.
That was the best exit ever.
Hey.
Sorry, had to get my dice. They're in the other room.
We thought we'd said something to upset you.
Can you chuck us my dice, my love? I'll probably use Roll20s, but just in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, I've got some dice here. There's a dice roller on there as well. If any of you are not sure where it is,
There is something nice about rolling physical dice, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. If I trust the algorithm and stuff on there either. I'm sure it's fine, but you never know. Right, let me give you a quick.
I've got a +5 to stealth on both, like this sheet and my other sheet, and I rolled a natural 1 3 times in a row on stealth.
What, Roll20?
That was just hilariously bad. Yeah, it was in a Roll20 game, and
Can I have the lid of your makeup box?
we were trying to stealth around to make sure that we didn't alert any attention, and all of a sudden I step on a twig and everyone runs for me.
Can happen. Right, let me give you a quick intro then to let you know where we're at. So, a line of watchtowers on every high peak stretch for 100 miles between the cities of Highfell and Silverrush. They act as communication between the lords, relaying trade, security and intelligence information. Each is guarded by a druid and his apprentice. The Tower of Argoth Null lies deep east of Highfell atop Cap Mort. It has fallen silent. Moondance, the elf daughter of Lord Kent, Chief Steward of Highfell, and 4 of her rangers were dispatched to investigate 2 weeks ago. They have not been seen since. Lord Kent has heard stories of your adventures and heroics and knows you are staying in the city. You have earned quite a name for yourselves over the years. He summons you to his great hall and asks for your assistance in finding his daughter and restoring the watchtower. A reward worthy of such a task is offered in return, and from the look on his face and the body language of his many assembled guards, you get the distinct impression refusal would not be a wise move. 2 days later, you are standing at a low wooden stockade, marking the boundary to a shabby looking settlement. Tall mountains reach for the clouds all around, their lower slopes cloaked in tall pine forests. The steward's words, "Find Fitzpatrick in the village of Baston. He was once one of my rangers. No one knows those hills like he does." Still ringing in your ears, you enter the village. Over to you guys.
So, would this be the village of Baston that we are at?
It is, yeah. You're standing at the village of Baston. It's a sort of a shabby, run-down looking village. It's got a tavern with rooms, a church, stables, a store, an undertaker's, blacksmiths, various outbuildings, a town hall, and outlying farms and crofts. It's a working village for travellers on the Great Eastern Road. It's a gloomy looking place that feels damp in the mountain mist that fills the valley. The village is fairly busy in the late afternoon. Okay. So you're kind of in the centre of this village here. I don't know if you can see the map on the screen.
Let's just zoom out a bit.
So,
Various kind of buildings and stuff that you can see.
Which way are we entering from, or are we just on the surrounding edge so far?
So you just kind of walked into town, so you can be wherever you want really. Although you can't see in the picture, there's people milling about and horses and carts going to and fro.
so I'm just setting myself up so I can see.
Sorry, I'm just putting my phone on silent. I would like to go to the tavern
Okay.
and speak with some locals to find some information.
So when you were talking to Lord Kent, he kind of advised you that maybe going to find this Fitzpatrick guy. He might be able to give you some information on the watchtower and maybe how to get there. So yeah, you got a tavern, you got other all sorts of bits and pieces.
I'd go to the tavern because most villages, the tavern is the place to go for information.
It's usually tavern keep, and when men have drank a lot, they tend to spill their secrets.
Okay. Right.
Sounds good.
Off to the tavern. Okay.
Ooh, fancy.
So this is the tavern. You should see some counters down at the bottom of the screen where you guys are. It's fairly busy. There's plenty of people in there. Lots of hustle and bustle.
Is this tavern manned by an ogre?
As you look across to the bar, you can certainly see a rather large ogre serving people drinks and generally doing his bar duties.
Cool. So how many people have we got in there, or have we got a bunch of people in here? So
Yeah, there's quite a few people in there. There's
Four,
various
six.
different
Looks
people
like
at
we've got
tables chatting, and there's a barmaid wandering around serving drinks. Plenty going on.
Is that this girl or just some sort of dancing lady?
That's it, yeah. Yeah, she's a kind of scantily
Nice.
clad barmaid. Some kind of half-orc race, probably.
I'd like to walk up to the ogre.
Okay,
Sort of order myself a drink.
okay.
Yeah. What drinks do you have in this establishment?
Oh, we got the usual. We got honey ale, and we got some whiskey from the mountains, from the dwarves. A little bit of sherry, I suppose. What do you want? What do you want? What do you normally have?
None of the Elven's finest wine.
Well, we might have a bottle of it down the bottom here somewhere. Is it cherry wine that you're after? They like a bit of cherry wine, I heard.
We do like the cherry wine, yes. Cherry would be grand.
Well, I've got some cherry wine. There you go.
Excellent.
What are your mates doing? They're just standing there looking a bit awkward. Are they shy or something?
I walk to the other end of the bar
They're not from
and say,
parts.
1 ale, and slam a gold piece on the desk. Get his attention.
1 ale coming up, young sir. There you go, and he puts the drink down for you.
I slowly sip, just taste the freshness, or lack of.
There you go. What about the other? What about the parrot over there? What's he doing?
this guy in the bottom right-hand corner, all on his own.
Okay. So I've not seen you boys around here before. Who are you? What are you doing?
Beer?
Beer? Do you have it in a saucer or in a mug?
Mug?
Mug. Here's a mug of beer. Don't get it on the floor.
Stop it!
Mug?
I think my friend here likes the beer.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go put it all down quick.
We're the most
Take a
famous
nice
tavern.
smell of the,
We're the most famous tavern in the whole village, you know.
in all of this whole village.
In the whole village.
I take a nice sort of smell of the wine and was like, is anything going on in this village of yours?
No, not a lot. You know what it's like. Travellers come and go. That East Road's quite busy this time of year. People going about their business. What brings you here? Are you off to Silver Rush?
Who is that, sorry?
Fitzgerald. Is it Fitzgerald? I'm pretty sure that's the name of the guy, isn't it?
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick?
My,
What about him?
my friend's asking about a friend of ours who we're trying to find.
What, who's your friend? Fitzpatrick?
Yes, Fitzpatrick, yes.
He ain't had a friend in years.
Seen him in years.
Oh, I see him every day. He's sitting over there. I'm just saying he ain't had a friend in years.
I'll buy 1 extra ale, and I'll follow that direction.
Well, there you go then. He's over there in the corner. If I just ping...
Would that be... Oh, that guy there.
Yeah, so is this chap
I
sitting?
reckon we should...
I'll slowly wander over with the mother ale.
Thank you for your time, sir.
No problem.
Right?
I slam the ale down in front of Fitzpatrick.
Okay. Who are you?
We've been sent here to acquire some information about the towers, I believe.
Who sent you?
Please someone chime in, because I can't remember.
So that was Lord Kent was the Lord of Highfell, the city that you came from.
We have been sent by Lord Kent himself to find you out, as you are well knowing of these parts.
Now there's a name I've not heard of in years. What's that old bastard up to?
You know, Lord in this, Lord in that.
Oh, is that beer for me then, is it?
Indeed.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you want help with then?
There was a small party left for one of the towers a short time ago, and we seem to have lost track of them, and you are the one who knows these parts, so we're hoping you could help us out with that information.
Well, I did know them years ago. I ain't been up in them hills for must be 2 or 3 years now. I did see a party go by a while ago though. There was a young elf and 4 rangers. Are they the ones you're talking about?
That's the ones.
Oh,
That's them.
I was once a ranger myself years ago now.
Let me guess. Arrow to the knee?
Arrow to the knee, you cheeky bugger. No, it's not as easy as that. My pal John and I patrolled the forests for miles around. We knew all the secrets these hills had. Now old John, he was a ladies' man. He fell in love with a sprite and had his heart on settling down with her. One day we came back from work in the forest to find her dead and her chamber blighted, butchered by a fell beast. We set out to hunt the creature, but it took us by surprise deep in the woods. Dark fangs tearing at us, black claws ripping at our flesh. I saw John mauled by that monstrosity. I barely managed to escape with my life. The steward has new men to serve him now. I ain't been in them woods since. I wouldn't be going up there if I was you.
I don't think we have a choice.
Is there what?
More of a description of this beast? I could probably track it and kill it.
Oh, it was kind of like a dog, but much, much bigger. And it stood on 2 legs sometimes. And it was very, very strong. I saw it kill John. If you're heading up to that watchtower, I can tell you where the path is, but you got to be careful.
That would help.
Kill a beast.
Well, the path lies behind the church, due west. You'll see it if you stand in the graveyard. It goes out into the trees.
Would you not fancy accompanying us to exact your revenge on said beast if we come across it?
Oh, I'm not going in them woods. I'm not going in them woods. No way. Not for all the beer in here, I'll tell you that much. If you make it far enough, you might find my old shack. But I don't know. Follow the path and see how you do. It'll get you to the watchtower eventually. That's the way they went, I suppose.
Let's go. Thank you.
You off already? I thought you might buy me another beer.
I'll leave you the coin for a beer. You've been most helpful, Fitzpatrick.
Oh. Well, good luck to you, lads. I doubt I'll see you again. Take care.
As a fellow ranger, we'll see you again.
Indeed.
So where are you off to now? Back outside?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay.
I do apologise if I'm a little bit more quiet. I am taking notes because my memory is crap.
That's okay, don't worry.
Notes are good.
I've got a desk
I
full
would
of
take
notes
them, but I
myself.
can never find a pen in my house.
So as you step outside, a couple of rather ugly-looking fellas. You didn't really notice them much inside the tavern, but they kind of look at you as you walk past, and as you leave the pub, they kind of come out behind you. Oi, you two! Yeah, you two! Oi,
Me?
you two in that parrot!
Yes?
Leaving so soon?
don't see why not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fucking this is Skug, and you ain't going nowhere without paying your toll.
Why would we pay a toll?
Because you owe us, don't you? We collect the tolls round here. Just give us a gold piece
I
each.
sprint up, pull it.
Give us a gold piece each, and we won't say nothing more.
I rush up, draw my short sword, and put it below his chin. I don't think we'll be paying a toll.
I'd be ready an arrow at this point.
That's a lovely looking
Aiming
sword
straight
you
at
got there. Don't think it's going to help you much. And Skug, the big guy, he's probably about 7 foot tall, and he's got a skinny mate with him as well. I don't know if you can see on the map down here.
Yeah, there's one rather large person and the little worm.
So I take it you ain't gonna pay.
No, I don't feel like it.
I don't see why we should pay you two.
Oh, money. No pay.
Okay, so as you say that, the big one, Skulk, he's going to make a swing with his battle axe. Anybody who wants to can roll for initiative.
I will definitely roll for initiative.
I don't know how to do that when there's not a character on screen.
Oh, right. So go to your journal, and if you hold left click on your, I'll do it for this one. You left click your name and just drag it onto the screen, and your character should come on there.
That's alright then.
Yeah, so we got them.
And then we should have.
So,
What?
So I'll let you control your. That's it. So if you can either roll it with your D20 and just tell me what the score is.
Yeah, I got 18.
I got 9.
18 and 9. Okay. So we can just add a turn. Add a turn.
I'm interested to see what this Pinku can do, actually.
It is strange. I like his speech style, that's good.
Yeah.
Definitely like the Lyrebird speech.
So once you set up the initiative order, put it in descending order. Okay, so first up is Carl.
Cool. Okay. What I'm going to do then is. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna pull my rapier.
Yep.
And so what we've got, large bloke and slightly smaller bloke, yeah.
Yeah, the large bloke looks kind of like a half ogre, and the small guy is just a regular sort of sized guy. But they're both. He's on the skinny side. They're both scruffy. They've got various teeth missing and bits of their ears missing and cuts and bruises. They don't look like they're the sort of people that haven't been in a scrape or two before.
Okay, cool. Alright, what I'll do then is I'll cast level 1 Bane.
Yep.
Which will basically give them from memory it gives them 4 less on their attacks.
Okay, let's have a look.
Attack rolls.
Okay.
So I should have come a bit more prepared, but for some reason my
that's alright. I've got a spell book on my phone here. Let me get it up.
I've got the compendium.
Bane.
Yeah, up to 3. I say make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target fails or makes an attack roll or a saving throw, they subtract a d4 from the attack roll or saving throw.
Okay. And what's your spell DC?
And then I'm just gonna sort of keep a reasonable distance, but sort of hang closer to the smaller guy.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your spell DC?
My DC is 15.
15. Okay. So the little guy rolled a natural 20, and the big guy rolled 3.
Cool. The big guy has got
Yeah.
Bane cast on him, so he gets 1d4 less on his attack and saving throws.
Okay, cool.
Just out of question, why is there 5 cards above my name?
I don't know. I thought you did that.
Not intentionally, but I don't know how to get rid of it.
If you go to settings, which is the cog on the top right of the box, and you go down to, I think it says avatar or something like that. Oh, look.
You can steal cards.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
He's just stole my cards.
Now Carl's got one as well. That's bizarre, isn't it? There must be a deck of cards activated in it. Let's have a look. Game settings.
Oh, decks. There's a thing of decks in macros, but I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know. Anyway, I don't mind that it's there. I just wondered what it was.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. I don't know. I must have clicked something somewhere without realising. Anyway, just...
Well, Carl's got a card now.
Yeah, just try and disregard it if you can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Okay, so Carl, that's your turnover, I guess?
Yeah, I don't think there's much else that I can do at the moment.
Okay, Lee, you're up.
I believe I was threatening someone with my short sword.
Yeah, who was you threatening?
The one that was asking us for a gold point.
So you were up here with the big guy, yeah?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
I would like to make an attack with my short swords, as I have 2 weapon fighting.
You do, yeah. Okay, cool. So roll to hit.
That's 20 for 1.
Yeah. So that hits.
Cool.
So your first short sword hits.
Yeah. I think I need just slightly different from what I normally do. So it's roll 1d6.
So you get to add your modifier to
8
both.
damage.
You get to add them to both because you're an elf.
Yeah, I'm just rolling separately so it doesn't mess up.
Cool. So that's 8 damage on the first one, and the second one hits as well.
Roll 1.
Just click the word short sword under where you've rolled to roll the 1d6.
Okay.
Yeah, you know where you've got the 20. You can literally click the actual word.
Thank you for that, because I didn't know.
I only found out yesterday.
The second one is... So you got 4 on the next one, is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ignore the 5 because that was a misclick.
Yeah, that's alright. Cool. Okay, so as
I
you
can't press at the
swing...
moment.
You swing with your short swords, and you're swiping away at him, and his arms are becoming bloodied, and you're torn his shirt. Rawr! You're gonna get here now! He shouts at you. Okay, so it's the thug's turn. That's the smaller guy, and he is going to. Where are we? Here he is. He's going to take a couple of steps back, and he's going to fire his short bow over here towards Carl. There we go. So 14 to hit and 7 damage.
And who's that to?
So he's firing away at Carl here.
He's 14, so that'll be a hit.
Okay, so 7 damage, please. So I don't know if you know, but if you click on your character, bring the little bubbles up.
You just type in like a -7, it'll automatically take it.
That's it, yep.
I didn't think I was that squishy until just now when he actually hit at 14, so I was like...
Okay. So that was his go. Right, so next up is Stephen.
Do I roll with advantage because I drew my bow ready? Like, I readied it.
You probably wouldn't get advantage unless he was being... you know,
I didn't know if it was a real rule or whether it was just a rule we used in my last game.
No, it's not an official rule that I know of. I might stand corrected.
No, that's
you
alright.
get advantage if
No.
you're in hiding and some other bits and pieces.
In that,
Attacks, so they weren't expecting you to attack until when you make the first attack. Anyway,
that's it. That sounds right. I will try and fire off to the shorter one, the smaller of the two thugs, with my longbow then.
Okay.
With a fucking 24.
24. It easily hits him. And 6.
Just 6 damage.
So yeah, you hit
Just
him
like take
square
aim.
in the shoulder, just left of his chest, and he's stumbling right back. He looks really sort of in agony, and he's kind of wheezing, and there's a bit of blood coming from his mouth. He's still standing, but he's not looking too well now. Okay, so
Aim for the head, not the nipple.
yeah, you nailed his nipple to the thing. Okay, so the big guy, it's the big thug's turn now, and he's going to have another. He's going to have a swing at Aroth there, who's just busy slicing away at him. So he's going to swing down with his battle axe, and he's got 1d4 minus in it off of that.
yeah, right, yeah.
So he rolled 19, and so
Yep.
2 minus 2, so 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay, and then that's 10 slashing damage.
Is that minus 1d4 on the damage as well?
I'm not sure.
I remember rightly.
No, it is. It's some saving throws or attack rolls.
Yeah, just saving throws and attack rolls. Yeah. So it's 10 slashing damage. So he swings his battle axe round with you, smacking you really hard. That's a really tough hit on there.
That hurts.
Kind of maximum damage. Yeah. So if you, like with the other guys, if you click on your character, oh, you done it.
Yep, done it.
Oh, magic. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
What? We've got our red's our health, blue's our armor class. What's the green?
Green is passive perception.
Alright, okay.
That's only what I use. Other people probably put different things in there, but that's how I've always set it up.
No, it's just so that I knew what it was, that's all.
Yeah, cool. Okay, back round to Carl again then.
Okay, I'm gonna move myself in if I can towards the little guy
Yeah,
with my rapier, and I'm gonna take a whack at him with my rapier.
okay.
That is a 7 to hit.
7 is a miss, I'm afraid.
Thought as much.
So yeah, you swing round, but
That's me.
I think where he's staggering around so much with this massive arrow stuck in him, you just managed to miss him. Okay.
That's fine. At least I've neutralised it bow as a.
Aroth, you're up.
I go Hail Mary on him with my short swords.
Gonna finish him off. Okay, so 8 is a miss.
Okay, I'll swing again. Getting very frustrated.
24 is
I got,
definitely.
I got very frustrated.
24 is a good hit. Oh, 9 damage as well.
Oh, so close to a natural 20.
Okay.
9 damage.
He's still standing, but he's absolutely dripping in blood, and there's a small puddle around him. He's barely holding on to his axe, but he's got fire in his eyes, and he's not going down quite yet. Okay, so it's the small guy's turn, and he's going to try and get some revenge on this strange little feathered creature that's just attacked him. And so he's going to reach out with his what's he got? A short sword. So look, with his scimitar. So he's going to make an attack on Carl. Seems to be taking a little while to roll these dice. I've done the macros, but they're. Come on.
It's horrible writing macros.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Look, it's done it twice now.
That's how I wrote a macro.
So 16.
That's how I wrote a macro. Killed him. Sorry.
16 to hit
Yeah, that will hit.
and 4 damage.
I was just about to ask Kenku how he's looking, but then I realised no speech.
Oh yes. So he swings with his scimitar and hits you, and a little sort of couple of feathers, I think, are just falling off, and a little bit of blood coming there. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Ryder next.
I'm gonna I'm gonna knock another arrow and aim straight for the guy on the far left. This dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see if I can take him down a little more.
Oh, nipple.
We're hoping for the head.
Okay.
Fucking hell. Nat 20.
Oh, look at that! Yes.
That's definitely a headshot.
Critical hit.
Lovely. 11. What the heck? 1d8. Why does it come up like that? What does that even mean?
It means that you rolled.
Don't know what it
How does
says.
it automatically?
You've got a natural 8 on your 1d8. And it rolled the second d8 for your natural, and you got a 2 on it.
That's what automatically does that. That's
Yeah, there's some people double the dice, and the other way is rolling it a second time, isn't there? Oh, it's obviously set up to roll it a second time. By the look of it.
cool. I don't mind.
Either way,
If you want to do it this way or the other way.
either way, you've nailed him. So how does he die?
In that case, I knock an arrow, look at my ranger friend over there and goes, we're rangers for a reason. Hold my bow sideways, let it loose, and take him straight through the throat.
And he just falls in a snotty heap on the floor with feathers sticking out of him. He's goner. Goodbye.
I'm half expecting.
So seeing this and feeling the way he is, the big guy is going to make a run for it. You can have an attack of opportunity against him if you want, starting with Aroth, who was busy fighting him. Oh, you hit.
I'll swing at him with very bad anger. And that's 17 hit.
Yeah, 17's a hit.
And 9 damage.
Yeah, 9 finishes him off as well. So how does he die?
Oh, nice.
I go for his legs and say, "Bitch, don't run from me."
So as he turns to flee, you just hack his ankles off, and he's gone. There's 2 feet left standing in the mud, and his body's about 6 foot away in a big bloody puddle. Okay, the thugs are defeated. The people in the village stopped watching you. There was a bit of a crowd starting to gather. Everyone likes to watch a good street fight, and they're all mooching back off now to get back on with the jobs they were doing. Everything's going back to normal.
What about ammo? Or do I need to recollect it?
I don't normally bother with ammo rules. You can collect what you've shot. Most of it's sticking in the body, so it's not a problem.
In that case, I'd just like to see if we can take anyone else's coin that they've took off them.
Yeah, you can certainly search the
I'll
bodies
search
if you
the
like.
big guy.
So on the big guy, he's got a purse, and it's got 3 gold pieces, 5 silver pieces, and 2 copper pieces.
3, 5, and 2. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The small guy doesn't have anything on him. It looks as if the big guy was the money man, and the little guy was just sort of doing what he was told and sort of being dragged around with him. He's got a rusty sword that you can have, rusty scimitar if you want it. And he's got kind of dirty commoner's clothes on, nothing of any particular value on him.
Well, chaps, I think we did quite well there.
Shall we carry on?
We shall. The graveyard be from here.
West, I believe.
Let's have a look.
So yeah,
There's no graveyard on the screen.
So, I don't know actually, it's probably not. But as you look around, you can sort of see a church in the corner of the village. You can make your way over there quite easily. It's a ramshackle building like most of the buildings in the village. And just to the side of it is a graveyard. And you can see through the graveyard, just the other side of the little picket fence, is a kind of overgrown a little bit now. It doesn't look like it's been used much. A path, and it just leads off underneath the eaves of the forest that stretches up the hillside to the mountain. And just at the very top of the mountain, tiny, probably 2 or 3 kilometres away, you can just see the top of the watchtower. And so yeah, you can see the path into the woods.
Has anyone got any sort of healing spells or healing equipment, or do they want to pick anything up before we leave here?
I've got Cure Wound, which I was going to slap on the Kenku because I saw he took a hit or two.
What are you going to do, Si?
I was going to slap you with a Cure Wounds if you needed it.
Yeah, by all means. That took a fair bit.
I'll cast it at the first level. I slap you on the shoulder and you feel 4 points better.
Oh, nice.
Well, I think if everyone's in agreement, we should sort of head up this path, treading carefully, using our range and knowledge.
Okay.
My favourite terrain is forest as well, so don't get slowed down.
Yeah, that's the same as I've got, yeah.
Okay.
It works for the whole party as well. I've got, what's that Explorer perk where everyone doesn't
It's
get
favourite terrain.
back terrain?
Right. So
Favourite terrain is...
Oh, lovely.
here we go. So you set off into the woods. They're kind of creepy. They're kind of overhung. They haven't been used for a long time. After an hour or so of trudging through the woods, let's just have a look at your passive perception there. Who's got the highest?
Why is there a flag hung on one of the trees? Does that mean anything?
No, no. Annoyingly, it was on the image already, and I thought it was easier just to leave it.
Oh yeah,
leave
definitely.
it as it was.
I've got 14 passive.
I'm on. What am I on? I think I'm on 13 actually. Yeah, I'm on 13.
I only have a 10. I have not got much.
Oh, bugger. How'd you do that whisper thing? Oh, hold on a minute. I might know.
Hey.
Oh, no, I can't do it. Okay, so Aroth, as you're walking along, you can kind of sense in the shadows quite far away, and you can't really get a proper look at it, but there's something large is kind of following your tracks. It's keeping its distance from you at the moment, but you can certainly sense there's something there.
I'll keep an ear and an eye.
Okay.
And I'll also let Ryder know, as he is also a ranger, so
Okay.
quite a good sense for the woods.
Let me see how you
Excellent. You leap an eyes on, if you like.
In the middle.
Okay.
Have any of you ever played Dark Souls?
Yeah. Wow. One
I
of them.
completely see Carl's character as the crow that goes, "Wah!" Give me warm.
So, oh,
What were
nice.
you on about?
So after about an hour or so trudging through the dark woods in the gloom, just ahead of you, you can see the silhouette of a small shack through the trees. It's quite a distance off.
This must be Fitzpatrick's place.
I believe so.
Okay.
Oh, let's go towards it.
Do it.
So, do
But
you
what
want
can
to
we see of
approach
this
it,
shack? Is it
or-
just literally just a shack?
Yeah, are you going straight up to it, or are you going to? How do you want to approach it?
Are there any signs that there's anyone been living in there or using it or anything?
No, it looks pretty run down. Doesn't really look like anybody's used it for a while. From where you are at the minute, it's kind of overgrown, much like the trees and stuff where you are at the minute.
I see no reason to not go in it then. I think he would have said something if there was something bad around it.
As used to head inside, I would like to sit outside and start on a minute of primeval awareness and see what that was tracking us.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
See if I can sense it.
Okay. So are you guys? So Ryder and Hellweaver are going to go inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a move inside. Yeah.
Okay. So let's have a look. Okay. So as you enter the shack, you can see it's in a state of disrepair. But there are some signs that someone or something has been in there recently. There's a bedroll on the floor, unmade. There's some books and an old journal on the table. There's clumps of hair on the floor. There's some claw marks on the floor and on the back of the door. Also on the desk is some fairly fresh, half-eaten sort of human food. And a few other bits and pieces dotted around the room. I don't know why there's a goblin on the map. Hold on a minute. There we go.
Can I eat the food?
Yeah, you can eat the food if you want to.
I want to eat the food. I'm hungry. I'm a bird.
Okay. So let's drag you into the game. Yeah, so you can start pecking away at the food. That's no problem.
The scratches on the door, are they from the inside trying to get out, or from the outside trying to get in?
They're on the inside of the shack, but you can do an investigation check if you want to look closer. Aroth, I'll just put you outside. You can move yourself to wherever you want to be contemplating.
Yeah.
Where's my investigation?
Right near the corner.
Okay.
In earshot of the troop, as well as around the corner if I need to.
15 on investigation.
Oh, nice. So yeah, 15. Looking closer at the claw marks, they're from the inside going out. They're quite deep and they're quite big. You're kind of the size of you. You can actually fit your fingers into the grooves that have been left by these claws. It's bigger than your hand span. Let's put it that way.
So, it looks like something may have been trapped in here, whether intentional or not.
I'm going to start my focus on primeval awareness.
So I'm just really enjoying the ambient music in the background there.
Oh yeah, I can't hear it on mine, which is a shame. I put it. Is it too loud or is it all right?
I can't actually hear anything.
No, it's not coming up on mine either. I set up audio tracks for to autoplay each time you enter, but they don't seem to be playing.
Oh, I can hear it.
It's not playing on mine, but there you go.
It's just that my master volume was really low because of my previous game, so I can still hear it.
Okay.
My health has reset itself.
Sorry?
My health has reset itself back up to 27.
Oh yeah, that's another trouble with Roll20. It does that sometimes. If you just
That's well annoying. I had that the other day.
Yeah, just alter it back to what it was. That's it.
Yeah, just did. Sorry, I just noticed that as I was moving myself, and I'm like, huh?
No, that's right. I don't know why it does that. It's a glitch, I think, but hey ho.
It does do that sometimes. It's quite annoying. Could I check out this sort of ledger or notes or whatever's on the table?
Yeah, so on the table is an old journal, and you're flicking through it, and it's kind of like a diary. And you can see references to a chap named John, and references to someone else called Amber, and there's a bit of
that might be this little bit of crumpet.
Yeah, there's a picture hanging on the wall as well over on the other side. There's two people in the picture. One of them is Fitzpatrick, you recognise him, and the other one is another man whom you don't recognise.
Would I be right in thinking this would be John?
It could be. As you're in the building, you can kind of hear sort of a sniffing just in this corner here, on the other side, outside the building. But you get the feeling there's something just outside, around the back of the shack there, sort of.
is there any sort of windows or anything that I can sort of? Would it be in a wooden shack? Can I sort of like do a little peer through anywhere?
No, it's kind of like
See if I
one of
can see
those.
anything.
It's like a shepherd's hut. It's very basic, just
Yeah.
a wooden building.
Fair enough.
Am I picking anything up on my primeval awareness as I'm? Is this forest, by the way?
Yeah, it's kind of a clearing, a glade in the forest, if you like.
If I'm in forest, I get up to 6 miles.
So you can definitely sense there's something around. It's very large. It's travelling on 4 legs at the moment, but you haven't seen it yet.
I'll keep an arrow knocks and eyes open for anything.
Okay.
I'll pop out and investigate the sniffing sound then.
Is there anything more of merit that I could look at in this shack to learn anything?
You can investigate around the fireplace if you like. You can
Yeah,
see.
sounds good.
So there's a fireplace. The fire hasn't been made for quite some time, although there has been a fire there before. But if you give us another investigation check.
No problemo.
Yes.
We are on a 13.
So 13 shows that some of the bricks to the side of the fireplace are a bit loose, and as you pull them out, you find a silver hunting knife and a small purse with 10 gold pieces in it.
Nice.
Oh, lovely.
Do you want me to do a perception check while I'm keeping an eye out?
Yeah, you can do. You've got Hellweavers just walked around the back of the building. As you've done that, you've startled something, or it's heard you coming, and it bolted off into the forest. You just saw the tail end of a large, I guess you'd call it a wolf for a better description. But it was more the size of a cow, and it's just kind of run off into the trees. You startled it, whatever it was.
Trust the one that's big to see it.
Well, I wouldn't expect myself to scare something that big way, but okay.
I got 21 on perception for my aerial view.
Yeah, so you've from your meditation, you can see a large figure of a wolf. Like I said, it's about the size of a cow, maybe a bull, that kind of size. And you're pretty sure that's the creature that's been stalking you since you left the village. But from what you can see, it's watching and hanging back at the moment.
I'm gonna come back outside with these guys and say, just sort of ask what they found out.
Wrong thing.
I'll say, beast.
Beast.
Hey, beast.
Beast.
Beast, man. Oh, flap my wing in the direction that it ran away in.
Can't find that information. Give me a second. Sorry.
Okay.
The compendium doesn't have the information that I'm looking for.
What do you want to know?
It's the favourite terrain for the ranger. We should be able to track like what it is, how big it is, how many there are of it.
Okay. Well, I can tell you he's the size of a bull. He is. It's the shape, and it looks like a wolf, and he's on his own.
Has he sort of just retreated off into the bushes, or has he full on like ran?
He's retreated out of sight, but your elven sense tells you that he's not gone too far. You got the sense that he's watching you, or it's watching you.
What do you guys think? Shall we?
Can I
Huh?
I've got mimicry as an ability here, and I can mimic sounds that I've heard, including voices. And then any creature that can hear them has to roll a wisdom check opposed by my wisdom insight check opposed to charisma deception check, or they'll believe that it's a sound that it is. Can I, since this is Fitzpatrick, is it?
Oh.
Well, Fitzpatrick was the ranger you saw in the town.
Yeah, can I try and imitate his voice and call out towards the beast? Because I'm assuming if it knows this hut, it may recognize his voice.
Ooh,
Nice.
rebel style.
That's interesting.
You can certainly give it a go. What do you want to shout out?
I'm going to shout out John's name because he said John's name. Sorry, I can only obviously replicate the things that he said.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the things that he said, and one of them was like talking about his mate John. So maybe if I sound like I'm retelling the tale that he told about John to the other two, seemingly, but out loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But kind of sort of like coercive if he is said person.
I like it.
That was the theory.
Can I sort of like draw an arrow and hide within this tree sort of area?
Yeah, if you roll for stealth.
Stealth. 23.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
As he's hiding in the tree, I'll skulk into the building behind the door. So I'm out of sight.
Okay. Do you want to actively hide, or are you alright just standing in there for now?
If I need to roll stealth, I will.
Give us a stealth roll anyway, just so we know where we're at.
Again,
Okay. Right.
I'm in a house and I'm
Okay.
loud.
So, as Hellweaver begins to call out in the voice of Fitzpatrick, cautiously padding out the forest from whence it came, is this rather large creature. And yeah, he's actually walking out the forest now. So he's on
still
two.
sort of all fours.
He came out on all fours and he stood up the same as a man would. And he's standing there. He's the size of a bull, but standing on his back legs. And he's got the body of a wolf, but he's got the torso of a man, I suppose you'd say, even though it's covered in hair. You can see he's got biceps and a proper sort of chest. And he looks down at Hellweaver, and he goes,
Fitzpatrick, you're not Fitzpatrick. What is this magic?
I'll sort of respond in sort of Fitzpatrick's tone, like inquisitively saying, "God."
What do you want here?
And then I'll sort of, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to figure out the limitations of what I can say. I suppose if I've generally heard normal conversations, I can replicate.
Maybe your friend hiding in my shack could help you, bird, since you've lost your voice.
Brilliant.
I will go out the shack as he requested. And poke my head around the corner.
What are you
I
doing
have my hands
here?
on my short swords. We're looking for you. I believe you're John. Or was, maybe.
John, that's the name I remember. Yes, that's what they called me. What do you want?
We're looking for the Tower of Argoth Null. And we believe you used to be a ranger. So you know kind of what we do.
The tower is about 1 kilometre up that path. But you shouldn't go there, evil lives there now.
Evil?
Okay. What type of evil do you speak of?
what was that question?
What type of evil do you speak of?
The dead live there.
You're dead, or were they dead before you got there?
I haven't killed anybody. The dead are in that place. Those rangers found that out.
Oh dear.
You're dad?
What did you say, bird?
You help kill Dad.
I haven't killed anybody. I might make you an exception, though.
You help us kill Dad.
I can take you as far as the Standing Stones, but that's it.
That would be a help. Can I insight him?
Can anyone see if he, just because he's not seen me yet, if the thing that turned him into what he is around?
I only sensed one, which probably is
Yes.
him. So, could I insight him to make sure that is being truthful? Please be better than my stealth roll.
Oh.
Much better. 16.
Yeah, you search your thoughts, and you sense that the beast is telling the truth.
Yeah, if you're willing to take us, we won't kill you.
You'll be dead soon enough anyway. Follow me.
And with that, he trots off up the path, which carried on from the direction you came out of, up towards the tower. Are you kind of?
Oh, there's 3 of you, is there? Any more?
Oh, my bad. Just us 3. You used to be like us. You know what it's like to stick to the shadows.
Very good. Follow me.
Before we set off, John.
Yes.
We need some food and some supplies, and I could do with the rest.
What are you asking?
Is there anything to hunt?
You can have what's left in my shack and sleep the night if you want.
Don't know about sleeping at night in a forest. What do you guys think?
What time is it roughly, would you say?
It's probably about 10 o'clock at night, something like that. If you want to stay the night in his shack, you can. You can have your health points back there if you like.
That would be advantageous to us, I believe.
Yeah, I'll give him a spell slot back.
Okay. So if you want to take a long rest in the shack overnight, John will stay outside and make sure that you're kept safe.
Awesome.
You can have your back to full health and have your spell slots and everything back.
Thanks, because I burned 2.
Okay.
So far, I'm invincible.
I've just found out that the Primeval Awareness actually burns a spell slot. So I won't be doing that too often.
Huh. Okay.
I will sit in the corner and fall asleep.
I will crouch myself on the table.
So the night passes uneventfully, although during the night, because 2 of you, well, one's an elf and one's a half elf, you don't sleep quite as much as people do. So you spend the night meditating and just sort of reading the journal and bits and pieces, and you are aware in the night that John has stayed outside, and you've heard him moving about in and out of the bushes and just generally keeping the area safe. Other than his movements, nothing in the night happens. Okay. So yeah, so it's the following morning. Hello. Hello. Wonderful. You lost the internet, Jack?